My pranams to all Atma Jyotis, divine light of the self. Today, let us contemplate on universal form or Vishwarupa. We have heard the story of Sri Krishna showing Vishwarupa, the universal form, in Mahabharata. Sri Krishna showed universal form to Arjuna in the war field. Sri Krishna showed universal form to Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra before the war. Twice he showed. Before the war started, Sri Krishna wanted to prevent the war. He goes to the court of Duryodhana and negotiates with Duryodhana. Give me 5 villages. They will not have the war. Duryodhana is not ready to give the 5 villages also. Then Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra saw the universal form of Bhagavan. Sri Krishna is Mahavishnu. Vishnu is Vishwam, the universal form. In that universal form, they saw what is going to happen, what's happening, what will happen in the future. They saw the terrible war where everybody is getting killed, everybody is getting destroyed. And it was very terrifying for Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra. Once that vision is over, Duryodhana said, "Oh Krishna, you are a magician, Mayavi. Don't show all these magic tricks in front of me. I know I am going to win the war." He didn't believe that universal form. Just seeing the universal form is not important. You should be able to understand it, appreciate it. Jnana is required for that. Duryodhana said it's a magic, just ruled out. So it's nothing. Krishna, don't try your magic tricks on me. So there Sri Krishna showed universal form to Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra to prevent the war. In the war field, Arjuna was hesitating to fight the war. He was depressed. To bring him out of depression, Sri Krishna showed the universal form. In that universal form, Arjuna saw the past, present, and future, all living beings, the eternity. He saw the war, he saw the terrible war and people getting killed. Then Arjuna said, "Oh Krishna, I am terrified of this war, terrified of this form of yours. Please show me your original form as my friend." So the universal form of Arjuna, Sri Krishna, what Arjuna saw, is called Vishwarupa Darshana. After that, Sri Krishna Arjuna developed the universal love. That's why Bhakti Yoga is taught after the universal form. Bhakti Yoga in Bhagavad Gita, first universal form is shown, then Bhakti Yoga, the devotion. The devotion is real when you understand the totality of existence as one reality. So that's why the Bhakti Yoga comes after Vishwarupa Darshana in Bhagavad Gita. So the Bhakti means love. Love for all, hatred for none is Bhakti Yoga. That doesn't mean, the love for all doesn't stop Arjuna performing his duties. Arjuna will have to perform the duty as a Kshatriya to uphold Dharma. But there is no anxiety, there's no stress, there's no tension. He'll perform his duty out of pure love. That's called Bhakti Yoga. Real Bhakti Yoga. Arjuna was going through depression after seeing the terrible form, the form of the universe, the Vishwarupa, the entire universe he saw in consciousness. He was worried, afraid. Then he understood that everything is happening because of the universal consciousness. Individuals are nothing but instruments. That's why Sri Krishna told Arjuna, Nimitta Matram Bhavasavi Sachin. All individuals are nothing but instruments. Then Arjuna is ready to fight the war. The anxiety is gone, fear is gone. He develops the universal love. It's called Bhakti for the universal form. Okay. In that love, you see the whole universe as manifesting in consciousness. The entire universe is manifesting in universal consciousness. Same thing we hear in another Puranic story. There was a king called Bali Chakravarti, very powerful king. He was so powerful, he conquered the Devatas, Asuras, and Bhuloka, three lokas, three worlds he conquered. He became master of three worlds. Devatas went to Sri Vishnu and prayed to him. Please save us from Bali Chakravarti. Bali means powerful. Then Sri Krishna goes to Bali Chakravarti in the form of a young boy, 8-year-old boy called Vamana. He requests Bali Chakravarti to give donation to him. Bali Chakravarti says, what do you want? Vamana says, I want just 3 feet of land, 3 steps of land. Bali Chakravarti laughs. You are asking for 3 steps of land from an emperor. Ask for something else. Vamana says, I just want 3 steps of land. So Bali Chakravarti laughs and grants him the wish, 3 steps of land. Where do you want to keep the first step of land? First step. Then Vamana keeps the first step on the earth. His one step becomes the entire universe. Everything in the physical universe becomes one step of Vamana. It is not just earth, all the material universe. Then he asks, where is the second step to be kept? Second step he keeps on the antariksha, on the space in the heaven. All the heavenly region it occupies. The small foot becomes the entire universe. Then he asks, where should be the third step kept? There's no place now. The earth is occupied, the heaven is occupied. Then Bali Chakravarti says, you can put it on my head, this foolish head of mine. So Vamana keeps the third step on the head of Bali Chakravarti. So thus, Vamana, the small little boy, becomes Trivikrama. 3 means all the areas he occupies: the earth, heaven, and the mind. So this is an allegorical story. This is a metaphysical story told about the spiritual enlightenment. Many of our Puranas tell the story at the physical level, a metaphysical level, and spiritual level. This is a metaphysical story, or Adi Daivika, told in terms of divine characters. But it is, we have to apply it in the spiritual domain, Adi Daiv Adhyatmika. At Adhyatmika level, Bali means very powerful. Who is that Bali? Our ego is very powerful. It dominates. It controls our life. The Bali Chakravarti conquered 3 worlds: Devatas, Asuras, and human beings. It's also called Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Suvarloka. The Bali Chakravarti in us, the powerful ego in us, controls 3 worlds of ours: waking state, dream state, deep sleep state. It's very powerful. And this causes lot of trouble for asuras, devatas. Devatas are divine qualities in us. Asuras are negative qualities in us. So when Bali Chakravarti dominates, asuras will dominate in our life. The anger, fear, jealousy, hatred, these are demonic qualities. So devatas are divine qualities, devatas, okay? The charity, the peace, the love, helping nature, dana, yajna, tapas, these divine qualities take a backseat when the Bali Chakravarti dominates. So devatas are not able to come up. The body and mind is not ruled by devatas but asuras and Bali Chakravarti. Devatas pray to Vishnu, Mahavishnu. Vishnu is the universal consciousness. Vishnu is embodiment of Narayana. Narayana is the Atma, the self. Narayana is Paramatma. He is myself, inner self. Narayana manifests as Vamana, a small boy. Mana means mind. Vamana means purified mind. A small purified mind starts coming in the picture when you pray to God. Pray to the self, Atmadnan. How do you pray to self? By self-enquiry. Who am I? So the small way, the mind starts becoming purified. That's called Vamana. The mind purified starts asking for some little space in terms of space from the Bali Chakravarti, ego. I want some little bit more space. The ego thinks, anyway, this is a small little mind, Vamana. Let me give. Then that Vamana, each step of Vamana becomes large. It occupies three lokas, three worlds. The waking world, dreaming world, deep sleep world, entire world is occupied. The third step, first step is waking world. The second step is dreaming world. The third step, Bali Chakravarti asks, keep it on my head. The head is a symbol of ego. The third step goes on the head. Okay, when the ego disappears, that is called Atmadnana, self-realization. Vamana is gone, Trivikrama, only three: waking state, dream state, deep sleep state, only the universal consciousness is there. So I told Vishwarupa in two ways, the universal form in two ways. What Krishna showed to Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana, what Krishna showed to Arjuna, and what Bali Chakravarti got. So what is the difference here? Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra, even though they saw universal form, they neglected it, they ignored it as a magic. They said it's not relevant. They are not ready. Arjuna saw the universal form and developed devotion, bhakti. Whereas Bali Chakravarti dropped his ego and got enlightened with this universal form. So let us understand this nature of this universal form or Vishwarupa. As I had told earlier, the universe has variety of objects. The stars, planets, galaxies, the space, the wind, the fire, water, earth, the river, ocean, mountain, valleys, the trees, plants, animals, human beings, living and non-living. Its variety is there. Is there really variety? There's only two varieties. The seer and seen. The entire universe can be classified into two varieties, the seer and seen. The seen is the world, seen is the world of objects. The seer is myself, the consciousness, the sentient being. Now, the seen and seer, what is the relationship? Is there a relationship between the seer and seen? If the relationship between the seer and seen is there, what is that relationship? The seeing is the relationship. So in reality, there is no seer and seen, only seeing is there. The universe of infinite variety can be collapsed into the seer and seen. Seer is the conscious entity and seen is the object. I can say subject and object. The consciousness and matter. Okay. The subject and object are the two varieties. Consciousness and matter. What is the relationship between the consciousness and matter? The scientists say matter is the only reality. Matter only matters for scientists. So all scientific search is with respect to matter. Then if you ask scientists what is consciousness, the scientists will say the consciousness is a byproduct of matter. So it's as good as saying, why I am conscious? Because you have a brain. Brain is gray matter. Because you have a brain, you are conscious. It is a inverted logic. The consciousness comes from the matter. The matter is inert. It has no ability to know. The consciousness has the ability to know. So knowing ability comes from inert matter is something not acceptable to rishis and all spiritual teachers. For scientists, many of the scientists, they cannot explain what is consciousness at all. Because consciousness has a subjective aspect. For example, I see a flower. The flower is object. I appreciate the beauty of the flower. The beauty is subjective. The scientists get confused when subjectivity comes into picture. Because entire science is in the domain of objective reality. They are only focused on the object. So they cannot explain subject. Then scientists say, I cannot explain about consciousness, which is subjectivity. One day I will be able to explain it in future. So that's why they say the consciousness is nothing but a hard problem of science. Means for scientists today, it's a hard problem. We don't know what consciousness is. But one day we'll be able to explain, because science is always focused on the object, the matter. There are many scientists who have a different opinion. They say the consciousness need not be proved. I know I am conscious. Nobody has to prove me I am conscious. No scientific equipment is required to prove me I am conscious. Tell me which scientific equipment is required to I am conscious. The consciousness is a fundamental reality of the universe. So that's why some scientists say the consciousness is taken for granted reality. But they say matter is unreal. The matter is something you have to explain. So for these scientists, the matter is a hard problem of science, whereas consciousness is done deal. So there are two groups in scientists. One group says consciousness is a hard problem. It's a byproduct of matter. And matter is what we do research. And another group says consciousness is a fundamental property of the universe. Matter is a hard problem of science. No matter how much hard you try, you cannot find out what matter is. You are not able to find what matter is at all. The matter is hard problem of science. So there are two views in the scientists. Similarly, there are two views in the spiritual domain. those who take the matter as reality, they are called materialists. And those who take consciousness as reality, the Chaitanyam, they are called spiritualists. The spiritual and materialist. The materialists come in the category of Charvaka. Those who say nothing is there, no consciousness is there, only matter is there, enjoy life. Then there are people who are spiritualists, Adhyatma. They say consciousness is the only reality, matter is unreal. So now let us look at these viewpoints. The scientists started looking at matter. They took the matter appears very gross. So then they put a microscope. The matter, which is what you call as gross, appeared as atoms and molecules. Use more powerful microscope. Then atoms and molecules appeared as subatomic particles, small particles. Then use more powerful microscope. Then subatomic particles appeared as energy. Where did the energy come in picture? From nothingness. Now the scientists have come to a dead end. The matter has appeared from nothingness. Use the microscope to find out what is the matter. First it becomes atoms and molecules. Then same microscope you enlarge, atoms and molecules becomes subatomic particles. Subatomic particles become energy. Then what is there? Nothing. From nothingness, this matter and subatomic particles came. So that's why many of the scientists say the matter is a shadow. The more we try to find out, there's nothing. Now tell me, in this approach of science. So scientists use a microscope. When you use a microscope, you see gold. The gold becomes atoms and molecules. Then you look with the microscope, water. The water also is atoms and molecules. Now, in gold, atoms and molecules are there, but atoms and molecules of water or atoms and molecules of gold, they are same. Are you getting what I'm saying? At the atom and molecule level, there is no gold or no water. At the atom and molecule level, there is no gold, no water, and no diamond. All matter is atom and molecules. Maybe number of atoms and molecules are different. Maybe the way they are arranged is different. But there is no gold, no water, no diamond, no element. That so many elements are in nature, right? What is called atomic table says there are 256 elements or something. At the atom and molecule level, they are all same. It's only arrangement of atoms and molecules. So the goldness was not there in the atom and molecules. Now go to subatomic particles. Now there is subatomic particles. They don't even look like atoms and molecules. There's no difference at all at the subatomic level. And go to energy level. There is nothing. They're all same. Go beyond. There is emptiness, nothingness. They call it as quantum vacuum. So, what has happened in this process? By using a more and more powerful microscope, you are only seeing the same quantum vacuum in different dimensions. That's all. It is not that quantum vacuum has become energy. Energy has become subatomic particles, and subatomic particles have become atoms and molecules. And atoms and molecules have become gold and diamond and platinum and other material. So only viewpoint is different. The viewpoint brings the characteristics, different characteristics to what we observe. What is really there is quantum vacuum or nothingness. That through different instruments you see it differently. There's no fundamental change. At the deepest level, everything is one. Surface level, it may look different. Only your viewpoint has changed. When you use a electron microscope, more powerful electron microscope, more powerful electron microscope, more powerful electron microscope, then your way of viewing things change. But there's no difference in what is there. That's already there. Only quantum vacuum is there. Your modeling has changed. Your viewpoint has changed. So much of variety what you see in the universe is coming from at deepest level, no variety. Deepest level, it is one. Your viewpoint is different. Same way, two river banks are there, this side and that side. The river is flowing in between. The river bank appears to be very different, this side and that side. The two side river banks are appearing to be different. Are there two river banks? Go deeper into water, the two river bank becomes one. There's only one, there's no two river bank. It's only one. Two is appearance, one is the reality. Same way, so much of variety is there in the universe. That variety at the surface level, there is a variety. At the deepest level, there is a unity. There's oneness. So you have to go deeper. The scientists went deeper into matter and they came into quantum vacuum. The people who are meditators, spiritual, these people who are search of truth, they went deeper inside their consciousness and they found one reality. Are we getting what I'm saying? So this going inside oneself, is called search for truth. Scientists are also searching for truth in the matter. The Adhyatmika or spiritual people are also searching for truth in the subject, in the me. That's why Sri Ramana Maharshi said, the only search you have to do is who am I? Find out who you are. Why it is who I am important? Because the entire matter, entire universe can be only divided into two. The entire variety can be collapsed into seer and seen. Right? The seer and seen are like two banks of the river. There's a river there. And go deep inside, there's only one bank. It's one. The seer and seen are connected through seeing. The seeing is the being, Atma. So Ramana Maharshi says, find out who are you, seeing. Search for the seer. Now, searching for the seer is not an activity. It is a shifting of the attention. As I told yesterday, attention has to be shifted from the object to the subject. Okay. Now I will tell it in different way today. Right. I'll tell it in a different way. The seer can see anything through an instrument. Depending on the instrument, you see different things. Change the instrument, you see seeing changes. Are you clear? The instrument used is different. When you change the instrument, what you see changes. Scientists use a smaller microscope, they will see atoms and molecules. A very powerful microscope, they will see subatomic particles. Like that, our instrument we have to change. Instrument makes a difference. Now, what instrument are we using to see the world today? All the people are using only one instrument called body, mind, intellect, or BMI is the instrument. And through the body, mind, and intellect, when you see the world appears very solid and gross. This is a very gross instrument, the body, mind, and intellect. The instrument is gross. The world appears so big, so vast, so many varieties are there in the world. It's called Jiva Drashti. Seeing is okay, but if you start identifying with the instrument, then you become Jiva. If you are seeing through the body, mind, and intellect, you know that I am the seer, there's no problem. But you identify with the instrument, you forget that you are a seer. You get so engrossed in seeing. Then you are called Jiva. Right? It's like this. I am wearing these glasses. Okay. When I am wearing these glasses and I am seeing something, a movie, I forget I am wearing glasses. The glasses become part of me. When the seer forgets he is using the instrument becomes a part of him. So the body, mind, and intellect becomes a part of me. I become one with the body, mind, and intellect. Then I say I am the body, mind, and intellect, rather than instead of saying I am seeing through body, mind, and intellect. Is there a difference? As long as I know I am the seer and I'm using body, mind, and intellect, I am fine. Because I know I am seer. Whereas when I become one with the body, when I forget that I am using body, mind, and intellect, I become one with the body, mind, and intellect, and I become the body, mind, and intellect. I become the instrument. So I become my glasses. So then what will happen? If the red glasses are there, I'll see the world is red. If the blue glasses are there, I'll see world is blue. Forgetting that it's my eyes are fine. Similarly, when I become one with the body, mind, intellect, I take up Jiva Drashti. I become a Jiva, individual consciousness. Then when I see the world, it is a Jiva Drashti, seeing the world through the eyes of a Jiva. Okay. When you see the eyes of a Jiva Drashti, you are seeing the world through 5 sense organs: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and touch. The 5 gross sense organs. These are very, very limited in nature. Our eyes don't have unlimited capability. Eyes have very limited capability. Ears have very limited capability. Compared to our ears, the birds have much more capability. Compared to our nose, dogs have much more capability. Compared to our eyes, eagle has much more capability. So with the limited capacity, we view the world. Then the world appears as gross, stula. The world appears as objects, different objects. Now you are able to see the world in a very gross form. This is called Vishwa, the universe. Right? You are seeing the world in a very gross form. So for that, you are using the eyes. When I say eyes, ears all included. It is called Charma Chakshu. The muscle organ, when you use and see the world appears as gross. And you forget that I am seeing through this instrument, and you become one with the instrument, and you say, I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect. So when you do that, there is a stress and suffering because the world is big, infinite objects are there. I am separate from the world. There's a stress. That's called duality, Dvaita. In that duality, there is a stress, there is a fear, there is an anxiety, there is an emotional turbulence. When you view the world through Jiva Drishti, there is fear. The fear is because of the duality or Dvaita Bhava. So from Jiva Drishti, what is seen remains same. But if I change the instrument, what will happen? Instead of red glasses, if I use the blue glasses, the world appears blue. From Jiva Drishti, can I change my viewpoint? And if I change my viewpoint of how the world will appear, is the question. So from Jiva Drishti, when I am using the word viewing the world to Jiva Drishti, I am the body and the world is an object. There is a subject and object. Now, I change my instrument of seeing the world. I use a more powerful microscope, equivalent of scientific language. I view the world through the mind. The mind is nothing but thoughts. Every object in the world is nothing but thoughts. The sun is a thought, the moon is a thought, earth is a thought, galaxy is a thought. And I am also is a thought. So the gross world becomes subtle. Now the world is no longer gross, it has become subtle. You are viewing the same world. There's no longer a gross world, there's a subtle world. Subtle world is full of thoughts. Okay. I'll give an example of analogy again. Scientists view gold with an electron microscope. Now, the gold looks like atoms. The atoms is nothing but gold only. Okay. So the world is nothing but thought only. Are we clear? So the body, which was your instrument earlier, also is a thought. I have a body is also a thought. So everything which is gross has become subtle. The gross has got converted to subtle. Now, is there gross outside there? No. The gross world outside there is also a thought. So now you have entered into thought world. The gross world is gone. The gross world has become mental world, mind, in the form of thoughts. Gross world has become thought, subtle world. Now you are no longer using a Charma Chakshu, you are using a more sophisticated instrument called Mano Chakshu, the mental eye, the eye of the mind. Are we clear? So everything is a thought at the mind level. Now use little bit more sophisticated instrument called intellect. At the intellect level, the same world is just an idea, a concept. So you have gone from a Mano Chakshu, the mental eye, to a Jnana Chakshu, the eye of knowledge, eye of wisdom. So you start with Charma Chakshu or the physical eye. When the world appeared as gross, then when the gross world has lot of variety, then the world appeared as thoughts, subtle world, through Mano Chakshu or mental eye. Now you go to Jnana Chakshu or eye of knowledge. Now everything is a knowledge, idea. Now you have gone to Jnana Chakshu or the eye of the intellect. Are you clear? So at the level of the charma chakshu, I am the body because I'm a gross object. I am experiencing the objects. At the level of the mind, I am the mind because the world is nothing but mind. I am also mind. At the level of the intellect, I am the knower. And the world is nothing knowledge, ideas. Now you have moved into Jnana Chakshu, the knower and the knowledge. Are you getting what I'm saying? So, changing your instrument of viewing the world, the way it appears different. So now let us come to the real seer. The real seer who sees through the Jnana Chakshu, the eye of wisdom, the eye of knowledge, through Mano Chakshu or eye of the mind, or through Charma Chakshu, eye of the physical eye, seeing the world in different way, is the only one seer, the Chaitanyam, the Sakshi, the witness. Okay. When the witness forgets that I am the witness, it becomes one with the body and says I am the body. When it forgets I am the witness and becomes one with the mind, it becomes I am the mind. When the witness forgets I am the knowing principle, then it becomes the knower. So the witness is the independent reality. The world vision changes. The way the world appears changes depending on the instrument you use, whether the physical eye or the mental eye or the eye of knowledge. Right? But the viewer, the seer is saying, the Sakshi. I am the Sakshi. The seer is not affected by any changes which are happening. In reality, the seer does not see anything. The seer is the light. Seer is the light of awareness. The seer is the consciousness or awareness which doesn't undergo any change. It is like a light. It is called Nataka Deepika or a lamp in a stage. Earlier days when they used to play drama, they used to have a lamp on the stage. The actors used to act, reflection will happen. Actor is there. And when the actor goes, the stage is still lit up. Nothing happens to the lamp. The Sakshi or the witness is the Atma Jyoti or the light of the self or the awareness. It is not affected by what instrument you are seeing. Whether I use my red glasses or pink glasses, blue glasses, nothing happens to my eyes. Similarly, whether Sakshi uses the body, Charma Chakshu, or mind, Mano Chakshu, or intellect, Buddhi Chakshu, Jnana Chakshu, nothing happens to the Sakshi. The seer and seen are dependent on each other. If I use red glasses, the world appears red. So depending on the instrument of seeing, the appearance of the world changes. Are we clear? So the seer and seen both are appearing and disappearing based on the instrument used. If I use the physical eye, physical world appears. If I use the mental eye, the mental world appears. If I use the Jnana Chakshu or intellectual eye, the knowledge world appears. Are we clear? Yes or no? So the appears and disappears depending on the instrument. But nothing happens to the Sakshi, the witness, eye of witness, Atma, the self, the awareness, the Sakshi. The eye of Sakshi, there's no change at all. It's only light. In that light, something appears, something disappears. Okay. In the light of Sakshi, when I wake up in the morning, the body appears and the world appears. When I go to dream, this body and this world disappears, dream body and dream world appears. When I go to deep sleep, both body and the world disappear. But the eye of the Sakshi, the light of self or awareness, nothing happens. It's just witnessing the changes which are happening. It's throwing light on everything comes and goes. In the waking state, dream state, deep sleep state, I am present. The presence is there. In the waking state, the mind and the body appears. In the dream state, the mind and body disappears. Another mind, another body appears. The world appears. Different world appears. In deep sleep state, world, body, and mind disappear. But I am the light of awareness who is shining all throughout. There's no difference. This light is called Atma Jyoti, or the light of the self-awareness. And this light of the self-awareness is the same light in me, same light in you, same light in the animal, same light in plant. The Atma, or the light of the self, is same for everybody. It's universal light. That's why it's called Brahma Jyoti, the universal light. It's not different. It's the awareness. Nothing happens to that awareness. Are we clear? So, changing the type of instrument changes your vision, right? What you see. But the seer, nothing is affected. The seer, real seer is I. Now, here is a question. If there is something which changes moment to moment, day after day, what is there? Is there something really there? So that's why the body, mind, and intellect and the world appears and disappears in consciousness. It is not really there. That's why it's called Nitya. It's appearance. Like in desert, during some sunlight condition, water appears. It's called mirage. When sunlight changes, there's no mirage, water. Appearance and disappearance happens. It's an illusion, optical illusion. There's really no water. In the sky, there's a rainbow appears when there's a sunlight and water. The rainbow is not there. It's only appearance. The sky appears to be blue under certain condition. It's only appearance. What appears is not real. Then what is the reality which is there, out there? Appearances are changing based on the instrument I'm using. But is there some reality out there? Is there a flower there? There a flower appears to be there. Is there a sun there? Sun appears to be there. Then what is really there? There is a background which is not changing. The movie appears and disappears, but screen doesn't change. The background which appears to be there is the existence, astitva. That existence, when I see through different instruments, the existence appears as different. Existence appears as flower. Existence appears as dog. Existence appears as monkey. So, everything is an appearance of existence. So, I should say, instead of saying there is flower, the isness appears as flower. Instead of saying sun is there, I should say isness appears as sun. That isness is called astitva, existence. Existence appears as different objects depending on the type of instrument you use. Are we clear? Seeing experience changes based on the instrument, but seer doesn't change, and seeing doesn't change. Seeing is existence. Existence doesn't change. The flower appears and flower dies and goes. Okay, the table appears. Existence appears as table. The table is burnt. The table remains as ashes. Ashes exist. Ashes are burnt. Ashes are destroyed. Then what ashes remain as atoms and molecules. Nothing happens to the existence. Existence is there all the time. So what I am seeing is existence. The seer is seeing the existence. Existence cannot be seen. Existence, when it's seen through instrument, it appears as different things. Existence is invisible. Is the seer visible? The seer is also not visible. The seer is not visible. Existence is not visible. Are we clear? Does the seer exist? Is there proof that seer exists? I am seeing. I exist. I don't need a proof. The seer exists. Existence and seer are one. So what I am seeing, this existence, which is nothing but seer, is nothing but consciousness. Existence is called Sat, and consciousness is called Chit. Sat and Chit is my nature, seer. Sat and Chit is the nature of Sakshi, witnesses through the body and mind, instruments. And what I am seeing is Sat aspect of reality. So is there a discontinuity in Sat? Or some part of Sat is here, some part of Sat there? Existence there? The existence is one total reality. Sat and Chit is one reality. Sat and Chit are not different. So then why I am able to see? Why stone is not able to see? Why I am able to see? Because I have some instrument called mind which stone doesn't have. The Chit aspect can be manifest through mind, subtle mind. The stone cannot see because subtle mind is not there. Otherwise, what I see and what is seen, everything is existence. Existence is reality. Reality will never go. Always it's there. A reality is called Sat and it is Chit also. So when we see reality is infinite, see the infinite. There's no bounded by body and mind. That is called Ananta. And that is called Ananda. Bliss. So depending on the type of instrument, what I see varies. When you see through the world, through the body, the world appears as space. When I see the world through the mind appears as time and kala and karma. So when I see the real seer, there's only the seer, Atma only. That's called Brahman. Are we clear? Now, has the Brahman become the world? Brahman only appears as world. Has Brahman become a plant? Has Brahman become a tree? Brahman only appears as a tree depending on the instrument of seeing. The seer and seen remain same, existence. Instrument of seer, instrument makes a picture difference. If I use an electron microscope, gold appears as atom. Okay, water appears as atom. Water has not become atom. Atom only appeared as water when I use my eyes. So instrument only changes the what you see. The seer and seen are one. It is astitva, existence. The existence is Sat, Chit is consciousness. And that's called Ananda. I am really not the body, mind and intellect. I am Sat, Chit, Ananda, Atma, the self. Nanu, Nanembudu, Nanalla, Ideha, Manabuddhi, Nanalla, Sachidanandatma, Shivananane, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. I am the pure consciousness, the witness. Okay? The Sakshi. And what I see is the world is nothing but existence, which is nothing but Sat Chit Ananda. So now, how does the world look like if you see through the eyes of Sakshi? For Sakshi or the witness, everything is now, 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 now. The past, present, and future is now. There's no called past. There's nothing called future. There's nothing called present. Now, past, present, and future is now. Whatever happened in the past, whatever is happening in the future, everything is now. and whatever you saw in the past or future was depending on the instrument. So at a given point of saying, the Sakshi says the past, present, and future, and this is called Vishwarupa, the universal form. The universal consciousness appears as the world, and when you view from instead of from charma chakshu, physical eye, or mano chakshu, mental eye, gnana chakshu, eyes of knowledge, you see from eyes of wisdom, which is Sakshi. From Sakshi point of view, everything is Sat Chit Ananda, Brahma Swarupa. Okay, so realize that I am Sakshi. Sakshi is Atma. Atma is Kutastha, Brahman, Sachidananda Swarupa. Now, when this wisdom is clear at the intellectual level, now the Gnana Chakshu gets transformed. Okay, eye of knowledge becomes eye of wisdom. So no longer you're seeing through the eye of knowledge, you are seeing through the eye of wisdom the world. When you see eye of wisdom the world, whatever you see is Atma, the self only. Eye of wisdom, intellect, when he sees the mind or the world through physical eyes, everything is Gnana, knowledge only. And knowledge is nothing but Sakshi, Gnana Swarupa. If you go to Gnana Swarupa, there is no world. But if you view the world from Gnana, wisdom, then everything in the world is nothing but Atma Swarupa, the self only. The sun is the Atma, the self. Sun is nothing but existence. Existence is self, Atma. Moon is nothing but existence. Existence is self. Everything transforms into the self. And when everything transforms into the self, then what you see the world, then you are seeing through Prema Chakshu. You are seeing the eye of love. Everything is myself, form of myself. Now there's no longer separation. I and you, I and the world, I and the sky. I see the oneness in the world. Then it is called Prema Chakshu or eye of love. Then you see the entire world is one. Then a person of that nature can say, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the entire world is my family. I am one with the total world, because everything is a manifestation of the self, Atma. Atma Swarupa. With Atma, with the Gnana Chakshu, or with the eye of wisdom, I call it Vidnana Chakshu, you start seeing the world. The world is myself. If you see from the eyes of the Sakshi, there is no world. Only Sakshi is there. Brahma Swarupa is there. From the Atma Drishti, or Sakshi, instead of saying Sakshi Drishti, from Atma Drishti, from the nature, from the self alone is there. And the self has never become the body. There's never a bonding. There's never a liberating. I am always the self. Only thing is the instrument I was using was different, and with that I was getting confused. And once the clarity comes, I know that I was the self, Atma. Atma was Brahman, always, in the beginning, in the middle, in the end. I was never in bondage. I am always free. So when you see through Prema Chakshu, when you see through eye of wisdom, Vidnana Chakshu, then you have Vishwarupa. The whole universe is nothing but the form of the self, the consciousness, universal consciousness. So we have had a look at, we contemplated on Vishwarupa or universal form. So the universal form can be seen through the Vidnana Chakshu, the understanding, clarity of understanding which comes out of realization that I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am pure consciousness, Sakshi. And everything what I see is a reflection of Sakshi in the form of the world. Any questions?